Good morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is July 17th. Christ in me. And our reference quote this morning comes from the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. Ephesians 4:13. So the reading begins. The Bible tells us the real self is Christ. This Christ is the perfect, invisible presence back of, in, and through every living soul. Just as there is but one God, or first cause, so there is but one self, the manifestation of the divine Spirit in and through all people. Throughout the ages, this Christ has come with some degree of clarity to those who have meditated long and earnestly upon the name of the divinity that is in everything. I acknowledge this true self, knowing that it will instantly supply me with whatsoever things I need. I consciously re-enter the kingdom of heaven within me. I sit at a table of the Lord and partake of the divine banquet, the wine of spirit and the bread of life. I know that the master at the table is my own indwelling Christ, that part of me which is perfect in God, that immortal self which is deathless, birthless, and changeless. I know that my host is God, the living Spirit Almighty. I live, move, and have my being in this divine presence. Today, I permit Christ to be born in my consciousness. Today, I realize that Christ is the universal self appearing through every deed of goodness, truth, or love. As I reveal the Christ in my own nature, I know that the countenance of the same Christ will be revealed to me through others. I enter into a divine inheritance through the recognition of my union with the Spirit Supreme. And so we take that to our time of meditation and contemplation. So, with this breath, I allow my awareness to go higher as I go deeper within, deeper into that essence of my being, deeper into an awareness, to a recognition, to a knowing again of the source, the substance, the essence of my being. Consciousness itself, life itself, love itself, known by many, many names. It is beyond the limitations of a name. It is that substance that has always existed, out of which everything is made, within which everything is held. One. One expressing magnificently in multiplicity. Yet never separate from itself, but rather expanding itself through this multiplicity of expression and experience. This one is pure perfection. It is eternal, having no beginning, it can have no end. And being all that there is, it has no circumference. And so its very center must be everywhere present. It is the breath I breathe that is breathing me. It is the heart that beats within my chest, that lives this life I call mine. It is the peace that lives available within me at every moment, waiting to be accessed beyond circumstance. Peace is always present within and as me. It is the love that is always present, active in and as me. It is the agency upon which I stand. It is the agency from which I act. It is the truth of my being. And what is true of me is true of all creation. Every individualized expression of this one infinite everything. Inseparable from the one. And so I am always in unification with all of creation. Every expression. And so I'm in this unification, in this wholeness of one. I speak my word, claiming, affirming, owning, embodying the Christ within, the true self within the self. I lift up the awareness of the Christ consciousness, the inner self, to the human self. I align these expressions. I live consciously, intentionally, by choice. I place and maintain an active awareness that I am Christ consciousness, that the divine self is my true self. I claim my agency. I claim my truth. And knowing just as I claim it, embodying it demands that I be it. Demands that I stand in the midst of chaos and be peace. That I stand in the midst of hate and be love. That I stand in the midst of confusion and be clarity. I say yes. I choose over and over again, yes, to choosing to consciously, intentionally, purposefully be the Christ consciousness that I am. Grateful, grateful for teaching, of wisdom, philosophy, a faith, a way of life that empowers me to understand the essence of my being in this physical realm. Grateful for a synthesis that eliminates nothing while embracing all to create a new something, to manifest a new something, to energize a new something. Grateful to recognize the newness of the Christ within, to recognize and embrace and embody the power of birthright. Grateful for the activity of divine law that always operates in, through, and as. Yes. That activity, that soul of the infinite, it simply receives the consciousness, the awareness, the Christ, and acts upon it, making it so. Grateful. Grateful for the example of the man Christ that demonstrated how perfectly and powerfully to use consciousness that we are born out of, that is born into us. Grateful for that example of what is possible. Grateful for the teaching that that and so much more is possible. Grateful for the example of the man Christ that even as his physical body was tortured, he remained in that his truth, of truth. He remained peace. He remained love. He remained his divine self expressed. Grateful to know that is possible. And so, knowing it is possible, having spoken it into being in my expression of life, in the expression of life in this moment, in every moment here on planet Earth, I rejoice. I rejoice knowing that the word spoken is the word fulfilled. And so I let go. I let go of seeing the world through condition. I let go of any shred of doubt and fear that would tell me I have to control an outcome. That any outcome is necessary to be controlled. I let go. Let it all go. Because I truly do walk in the faith that the word spoken is the word fulfilled. It's already done. And so as I let go, I free myself to be an active part of what is done rather than adding more separation through fear. I let go. I trust. I trust the divine to be the divine, God to be God, Buddha to be Buddha, Allah to be Allah. Whatever words we use, I let go and I trust that life is unfolding itself perfectly. Shay. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. So it is.